Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for Fairy Tail Manga chapter 514. All this chapter really is, when you break it down to the seed, is more like in-depth insight into the Dragon King Festival and just exactly how Dragon Slayer magic came to be. So we had the Dragons of the West. The Dragons of the West, they don't like humans. They eat humans. And then we have the Dragons of Ishgar, led by Belsarion. I think that's how you pronounce it. Led by Belsarion. Belsarion, the Dragons of Ishgar, they're more friendly towards humans. Some like to interact with them and blah blah blah. Some don't agree with these terms, and that comes to light within the later stages of the chapter. But for the majority, yeah, they love humans. They interact with them, want to be friends, that kind of thing. So we have Belsarion, and he doesn't like the way the dragons of the West are behaving. And he knows that if the dragons of the West start coming towards Ishgar, then the kind of feelings of the dragons of the West will start influencing them and blah blah blah. Basically, Belsarion doesn't like that and doesn't want that. So that's why the Dragon King Festival came to light. That's why the dragons of each side, let's say West and East, let's say hopefully Ishgar's on the East. And so that's why they started war, and that's why the Dragon Festival came to light. And Ishgar dragons were losing. They were losing because there were some dragons that didn't that agreed with the dragons of the West way of thinking. So therefore the Ishgar dragons didn't have the numbers that they needed. And obviously humans against dragons not going to work, so they didn't have the human support that they wanted, so they were losing in terms of numbers, and yeah, they were getting beat. And then along comes Ellen, or Lady Ellen, whichever one you want to call her, or Irene. Some people call her Irene, depending on which dubbing you are into, which translations you're reading. Yeah, she comes along with the idea of dragon player magic. She was to go, she says to Belsarion, couldn't you give me some of your power? So we can't say that Lady Ellen created it, because she didn't put chemical X and sugar spice and everything nice together and mix it together, and the Powerpuff Girls was created. But we can say that she aided to its creation. So Lady Ellen is the first dragon slayer. That's why she probably says she's the queen of the dragons. And in this chapter, she also says she's the mother of dragon slayers, because she in fact came up with the idea of dragon slayer magic, and she in fact probably was the first. Now, what kind of dragon slayer is Lady Ellen? Now, in the chapter, it says Belsarion is the dragon of virtue. Virtue, behavior showing higher moral and standards. Roar of the virtue dragon. I don't see how being the dragon slayer virtue is gonna help, but yeah, because Lady Ellen hangs out with Belsarion a lot, because Lady Ellen took Belsarion's name, because Lady Ellen asked Belsarion to give her some of his powers. It's only safe to assume that she's the dragon slayer of virtue, but how is that helping you in life? But anyway, moving on. So once the dragon slayers were given to birth to, so to say, they was able to help dragons of Ishgar, and therefore help them win this Dragon King festival. And we learned something new about dragon slayer magic within this chapter. We knew about the whole permanent. Yeah, we knew about the whole turn into dragon thing and how it's irreversible and all that. But we also learned about how there's a dangerous side to learning dragon slayer magic. It's not all power. Not there's like there's cons to it. There's risks. There's risks to it. There we go. There's risks to learning dragon slayer magic, where we found out that people couldn't handle the power and they just turned crazy. And I can't remember if the chapter actually says that they die, but they go crazy and they couldn't handle the power, they couldn't handle the enhanced senses. So yeah, there is a risk to learning Dragon Slayer magic, and obviously the whole thing with Tenant's Dragon. Now, the way that this chapter goes on, it makes it seem like when you learn Dragon Slayer magic, you get a dragon seed, like a dragon seed appears within your body, and that starts to grow. And I don't know, maybe when this dragon seed becomes a dragon plant, then that's when you're permanently a dragon. But it makes it seem like that this seed causes the whole turn into dragon thing. Now I'm gonna go off because that's everything happening in the chapter, but I'm gonna go off in a little bit and try to figure out how Lady Ellen is Urza's mum. Yeah, just try to figure that out. But the next chapter goes back to that whole I am you, you are me kind of thing. And what I'm starting to think basically is that Urza is Lady Ellen's dragon seed. What I think happens is that because Lady Ellen does have a scar on her abdominal muscles, or probably in the C-section area. I'm not, get me, I'm not a doctor. I don't know that for sure, but it's definitely on her stomach. That is without a doubt. And so what I'm thinking is, because obviously she doesn't look like a dragon, she doesn't, that probably that little bit on her face, she probably patched up her makeup. I'm not gonna lie to you, but but yeah, what I'm thinking is that she took out the dragon seed to prevent the whole turning into dragon thing, and then she no longer became a dragon slayer, but she nurtured the seed still, like watered it, whatever nutrients it needed, and then this seed, I don't know how, became Urza. This is what I'm thinking at this present moment in time. And if that is true, then Urza doesn't have a dad here, so therefore knowledge isn't Urza's dad. But yeah, this is the kind of thought path that I'm on right now. And yeah, this is everything I got to say about this chapter. I'm not 100% sure what rating to give it. When I initially come out of the chapter, I was thinking, yeah, okay, a 4-star rating for this chapter. After having a little bit think about it, not exactly 100% sure. I'll just go with what I was initially going to give it. So this chapter gets a 4-star rating, and I'm going to call it a review. But before I call it a review, guys, I'm doing a giveaway. Your chance to get into a new series. Right hand side of the video, click top right for full details and how you can win some free goodies. If you don't want it for yourself, surely you have a friend or family member who's also into manga. Why not win it for them? Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.